Welcome to the Quilters Night Out Quilt Guild Quilt Show. I'm gathered here together today with the 3 committee members that ran the show for us, and they're going to answer a few questions about how the show went. Linda, what was your favorite thing about the show?
The charity quilts, because I wanted the community to know that our guild does things for the community, not just making quilts for ourselves and our family. So we've made quilts for a safe place, the
Cancer
hospital,
center,
cancer center,
Quilts of Valor.
and we've made surgical caps for local hospitals here. We made
Fidget
placemats,
blankets.
fidget blankets, which we will take to the Rouse Homes dementia unit.
Around
And
3,000
masks.
masks.
Yes, and masks, thousands and thousands of masks.
I noticed that there were a couple of different challenges that were displayed.
We had a 2-color challenge, and the guild members were asked to pick 2 colors. And for an example, I chose red and white, and then you could interpret it any way you wanted. So mine was Storm at Sea, and there would be some that were yellow and white that were stars, but we had quite a lot of people that decided to do that challenge.
The other ones seemed to have an awful lot of 3 sides.
So during COVID, we really did get a lot of challenges in with the girls. And the girls had to take their scraps, make half-square triangles out of them, then bring them in, and one of our members mixed them all up, sent them all back with the girls that put the half-squares together, and then we once again interpreted them the way we thought they should go together. And that was totally amazing, the different quilts that came out of that challenge.
No two were the same.
No 2 were the same.
I've been through the whole show, and it was just a wonderful thing. How many people do you think came to the quilt show, Sue?
Well, yesterday, I think there were over 400 people that came through, including the
Wow.
guild members.
That's a lot for a small town like Warren.
I would say over 500 quilts were shown.
That's amazing. That represents just so much work from all the ladies that are part of this guild, and their skill and their talent poured into those all the time. One other neat little tidbit at the show where there was a United States map and a world map, and members were invited to.
They pinned any spot that they have shipped a quilt. So all across the nation, we have hundreds of pins in that panel, and then we also had a world map, and they pinned, I think there were several in Australia, Europe, Singapore, yes. It
And
was,
I think we have almost every state in the union.
yes.
That's amazing. The show was honoring Dorothy Robinault, who was my grandma. She quilted my entire life, with her first quilt being this one, my baby quilt, back in, the 1970s, and ending with the one she was working on the week she passed, a maple leaf quilt. Additionally, the show is featuring several of her other quilts that she made. All the ones, with the exception of my baby quilt, were made while she was in her 90s. Cheryl, I believe you wanted to share a little bit about our special room full of grandma quilts.
We had anyone who wanted to do it that was a grandma, they could bring the quilt in, and we had, you had to bring a picture in, and Linda matted them, and we put it with the quilt, so it was a grandma and me quilt.
All those grandma names in there. Not everybody goes by grandma. There were Mimi's and Yayas and
Sassy.
Sassy.
And Nana.
And Nana, yeah. Lots of fun little names for those. And
It was a great show.
it was a great show. Wish you all could have come to see it yourself. And I hope that this will give you a good glimpse as to what it's like to be a part of a quilt show. And maybe next time you can join us in person.